Hey guys, Marshall here, and this episode of Plausibly Anything, I'm going to talk about experience, how important it is to create certainty, and we've talked a lot about beliefs and everything, and really bringing these beliefs to life to find the certainty for them to make sense to you, for to be whenever things really truly make sense to you, um, and your belief becomes a reality. You just know, you just know that that's something that can happen for you. Um, and I guess there's just so many different circumstances and things you can tie into this. But um, I did have one in mind, but I just totally forgot it. But when I just was like reading over some old notes of mine, and it talked about creating the best way of expression and state, and it was an intention and focus to develop a state and your expression. And this was some and this was that was just towards expression, but this I sort of fit this stuff into taking a belief and making it a reality. And so it starts with an intention and the creation of belief. um and so even your whatever I sort of created an own intention of what I want my social sort of interactions to be about, and that sort of intention is that I want to kind of cultivate a social flower bed, if you will, of beautiful people around me. And so to have that as a reason or an intention of why you're going out is going to be a lot more healthy than trying to get some poontang or whatever it is that you guys are trying to get out of going to the bars and things like that. Um, that's very result oriented. Um, and me thinking about improving my social flower bed, if you will, I may already have flowers. I have these good friendships and things like that. And so I was listening to Tony Robbins talking about um, the importance of making beliefs a reality, because then you sort of see everything really becomes real to you. And it's really important also to even establish these beliefs in the beginning, because yes, it isn't really important to develop the experience, but that is just reinforcement of the truth of the belief, and it kind of makes these beliefs real. And I was looking at my beliefs that I had wrote down a few weeks ago, and they even the way that they were worded were a little bit like it was like, I will do this. It was like, I will. Here's an example. Here's an example. I will cultivate a strong mentality through research, application of investing, content creation, social dynamics, music, and spirituality that will help lead to a successful, purposeful life. The I will. And I changed that to, I do cultivate a strong mentality through research. And so through this understanding of the chakras and how to sort of the I do, the I am, the I have, the I love, it's like taking these and through a little bit of experience about I've been able to sort of explain to you guys things. I've been able to explore this side of myself of expression and things like that. And so the I will, these are like beginning beliefs. Like, I will, use my content creation. Now it is I do, because I am here in front of you doing this. And so whenever you sort of bridge that gap and you really start to make these things real, I mean, that is an awesome feeling. It's awesome. You're in your purpose. your doing, your being, and these beliefs that you have, um, they are more certain. And so that's the paradigm. That's the paradigm. That's the spectrum that we're talking about today. Is taking the intention, creating the belief, focusing on it, executing, experiencing, and then certainty and reality. I want the certainty and reality thing to be, that's the same thing. That's the same thing in the end. It becomes real. And then whenever people question it, whatever it is, you know it. You know it. And you don't necessarily need to have a piece of paper that of your developed beliefs and things like that. And there's just so many different examples of how these experiences of your life have molded you, and that's what people are very reliant on. They're very reliant on the experiences, past experiences, past trauma, and they're not as focused on future experiences. So, like, if you can cultivate your beliefs, we talked about the limiting beliefs. We can take the limiting beliefs, change them into structured beliefs, experience them, and sort of reflect on your own beliefs. All of a sudden, these past experiences that are kind of like, they could be trauma, fears, just humiliation in ways, and you sort of, those just start to lose their focus. That's like a kind of where you put your focus on. You're kind of like randomly putting your focus on the trauma and a past experience, like a past relationship that failed, and you're even maybe even thinking that that person is right. That person who said that you need to get your shit together is right. And I have a friend who experienced a relationship, and she was like, she was like, you should have told me these things before you got in a relationship with me. And she was basically kind of like trying to push the blame on the man in a way, but really it was her lack of motivation to improve her own life. Maybe it was a lack of her own beliefs and striving for her own experiences and her own things is really what kind of ruined the relationship. It was very reliant on the other person, who was the man, and then all of a sudden, the man's trying to come up with some sort of reasons why they can't continue this relationship, and oftentimes they don't want to like destroy the woman's mentality. You know, that's kind of a lot of time. I mean, that's a respectable thing. It's like, you know, it's not me. It's not you. It's me. And I think that's what he was like kind of doing. It was like, he was like unsure what he really wanted in a relationship right now, and so that after a relationship developing, after him realizing that it really wasn't the relationship that he wanted, and then she wanted to blame him for not telling her these things up front, this trauma and stuff like that. And that's really not something that you should be doing. You shouldn't be going up to people and just releasing your trauma and stuff. That's for something that trauma is going to come out whenever you're in a relationship with them, or whatever it is, and or the things that maybe not trauma, but those problems and things, those are going to come up in the relationship. Like, there's no way the person is going to know what the other person's going to just stop like trying to grow as an individual. So that is a, you know, it's not even that transparent of an example, but really that experience, if he takes away what she says as the experience, and he actually goes out and he's just like unveiling all of his trauma and stuff. Like if he actually took her advice, it would be horrendous advice, and it's a good thing he took my advice instead, because my advice was like, it doesn't seem like this is your fault, and whenever you get the feedback from people, it can be very poor feedback. It can be very, it can lack a lot of structure. And you have to kind of navigate this feedback and help yourself cultivate these real experiences instead of like these subconscious thoughts of like what exactly is your worth and things like that. And so a lot of my beliefs are about my own worth, my own place in the universe, my own growth in my spirituality, things that I actually didn't even think about as much. And the more I channel to focus on these certain things, the more I really felt like I was growing as a person. And so these core beliefs, I have a paper here. I wrote down 12 core beliefs. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share those with you because a few of them I even copied off of somebody else. So I don't really want you to copy my own beliefs. I want you to sort of create your own. So that, because these are kind of personalized towards me, because I actually felt like my spirituality was under attack for years. And so another person may not think that. So it's really up to you what you're suffering on, what to sort of evaluate if there's realistic fears in your life, you can take those fears, turn them into, and flip them. The fears can be almost like limiting beliefs in a way, fear of rejection, and detach yourself from these sort of expectations and outcomes, and really focus on the lessons that you can learn to make these beliefs, these positive beliefs, real. And that one belief I shared with you about my content creation, I have another belief that is that my content creation is an extension of my lifestyle, and it can help provide entertainment, it can provide information, and help humanity in general. And so there's a lot of people that probably would, that haven't even seen my content would say something different and be like, they would think about my gaming content. My gaming content isn't really geared towards providing information and self-development, things like that. But this channel is now. And so anybody that sort of thinks that my content creation isn't an effort to help humanity, and they can go fuck themselves. So establishing this is another established boundary here in a way. And you can kind of incorporate that into a belief too, that if somebody does try to manipulate you and your beliefs, and try to control you, and even try to say stuff like you're not a man of God, you're not providing help for humanity, things like this don't even fucking matter, because all of a sudden they say something like that, and then you just tell them to go take a hike, because they're stepping on your 12 strong beliefs, and you have boundaries inside those beliefs. I have no effort. I provide no effort in trying to control other people's belief structure. That's completely up to you. I will probably say I probably could give feedback on whether it's a strong belief or not, like as soon as you look at the beginning of the belief. And honestly, the way that I just kind of restructure my beliefs by just changing a few words in the beginning from literally a month ago, writing down the beliefs, to now changing them to like I do, I am, I will, or not I will, I have, structuring them as you are being those beliefs, you are in that process, it is becoming a certainty. So, even though we call them beliefs, these can become extremely real to you. And that is the goal, for them to become extremely real to you, so that you can always have those for yourself, for the long run, for the whole entire life. And it's really hard to even live without these sort of structured beliefs. So I stress to you guys the importance to sort of get these things down on paper. I mean, I think this sheet of paper may be more important than my college degree. I think that I strongly believe that. I really strongly believe that. There's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of fluff in college degrees and things like that, and that's not what we're going to get into. But really, don't overlook the importance of your beliefs. Don't just have them just flutter through the air and flutter through your imagination. Make them real. It is your job to make them real. It is your job to have a dominant frame of mind on your beliefs and have your own boundaries. It's extremely important. And cultivate good people around you to give you good feedback, so that you aren't having people overstep, cross a line on your beliefs, on your boundaries, so that you can really prosper. And then all of a sudden, those 12 beliefs, all of a sudden will factor in to your ability to show your enthusiasm, show your a strong state of mind, to the point where, like, your intention and focus in just a simple social scenario, your intention and focus creates a strong state of expression. And this strong state of expression is very reliant on the intention, the beliefs, the focus on the beliefs, the reoccurring striving towards the beliefs, making them real, and making it very easy for you to put your foot down and tell people what you think. Express yourself. Be enthusiastic. Don't hold anything back. This is a very, very, very important episode here. I can't stress to you guys how important this is. Please write down some beliefs. Please write down especially anything that comes in your mind is a limiting belief, and find a way to restructure it into a core belief that you're striving to make certain. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Plausibly Anything on the 365 Mentoring Playlist. I am Marshall, and I am out. See you guys next time.